The best way to kill a narcissist's ego and make him submit to you forever. Narcissists, epitomizing envy and jealousy, often embody these traits in life. However, the most powerful action against a narcissist is to move on and discover happiness without them. For narcissists, perpetual unhappiness becomes their eternal destiny. While some narcissists may excel in their careers and accumulate wealth, these achievements fail to satisfy their insatiable need for admiration. Inflicting pain on others brings them a sense of satisfaction. In fact, the suffering of others validates the underlying loneliness they feel within themselves. Beware, as narcissists, perfectly align with the age-old adage, misery loves company, reveling in the misfortunes of others. Therefore, it is imperative to prioritize your mental and emotional well-being, as narcissists can effortlessly discern your emotions, whether it be sadness, anger, or the willingness to forgive to regain their attention. Maintain your distance from narcissists and their enablers, akin to flying monkeys, who will go to great lengths to bring you down. To expedite your healing process, sever all ties and connections with narcissists and those who support them. However, the extent of the damage inflicted by the narcissist determines the difficulty of your recovery. If avoiding the narcissist is simply not feasible, you must make every effort to maintain emotional composure. One method is to sidestep their presence altogether, refusing to give them the attention they crave. The most effective approach is to remain calm and exhibit a positive demeanor, a concept that narcissists struggle to comprehend. Narcissists actively seek out victims to unleash their anger upon, convinced that their efforts will eventually pay off. The knowledge that you have moved on without them threatens their ego, preparing them for the worst possible outcome. Only when they acknowledge their loss in the tit-for-tat game can they experience a fleeting sense of validation. They derive perverse pleasure from witnessing your self-inflicted pain, fueled by anger and hatred. If you continuously believe that there is no way out, you become trapped in a cycle without resolution. Conversely, maintaining a negative mindset may invite more of the same into your life. If you genuinely desire to progress beyond the trauma of narcissistic abuse, profound changes in your thoughts, emotions, and determination to heal are necessary. In all endeavors, courage must remain at the forefront. The sight of a narcissist witnessing their past victims thrive can evoke a sense of sadness within them. Despite any appearance of happiness they may feign, anger simmers beneath the surface, a result of the damage inflicted by the narcissist on the relationship. Extinguish the fire within, resolute and undeterred. As you achieve despite their relentless attempts to hinder you, their hostility intensifies. The notion that you have moved on to greater accomplishments leaves them despondent. Disregarding their existence and dismissing their importance will surely provoke their ire. Unvoiced mental anguish may gnaw within them, caused by the monumental impact you unwittingly had on their being. At this point, the narcissist is likely to start searching for vulnerabilities, attempting to re-enter your life. If they refuse to acknowledge their wrongdoing and make amends, it is crucial to close the door and ignore their presence until they rectify their behavior. Be cautious of their deceptive displays of affection, designed to pacify your decision to let go, only to return to making your life difficult once again. Any former narcissists observing your growth should remain at a distance, irrespective of whether others recognize your value. You inherently possess worth and should not let their envy diminish your peace or extinguish your light. I trust that the insights shared here will offer guidance and support. Until we reconnect, I wish you a wonderful week ahead. It is wonderful to have you back on our video. Presently, individuals are discussing the renowned flying monkeys. Not to worry, That will shortly become apparent. In the interim, ensure that you subscribe to our channel and select the bell to receive the most recent narcissism-related content. You will shortly encounter a multitude of videos, many of which contain valuable and intriguing information, but may be unfamiliar to you. Now let us return to our primary subject matter, flying primates. What to do if a narcissist in your life begins to alienate others will be discussed in this video. You, being an individual who belongs to this egocentric culture, may have encountered the expression flying monkeys. The narcissist disparages you in front of your parents, friends, siblings, co-workers, and anyone else in your network in an attempt to undermine your support system and gain their allegiance. The flying monkey dynamic is frequently observed, particularly in the context of a divorce. Given that the individuals involved in the breakup share extended family networks, the narcissistic partner exploits this circumstance to manipulate the opinions of their soon-to-be ex-partner's circle of acquaintances by disseminating negative narratives. Their objective is to convince these individuals to align with them in order to undermine the support system of their adversary and demonstrate their superior strength. Already, the partner in a narcissistic relationship doubts their own value due to the narcissist's constant attempts to gaslight them. When members of their trusted network are in close proximity to the narcissist, they develop an even greater sense of self-doubt. One might inquire, how do they accomplish this? In essence, narcissists possess an abundance of charisma and individuality. They have a solid understanding of how social situations function and appear to be generous, qualities that facilitate their networking. They are exceptionally skilled at manipulating individuals and convincing them to believe their falsehoods. They exert both logical and emotive appeals through their charisma, which motivates others to assist them. They will do anything to damage the reputation of your daughter, sibling, or friend, and they set the tone for the conversation. While conveying negative feedback regarding your loved ones, they might adopt a condescendingly cautious tone. However, exercise caution, as these represent merely a fraction of the methods they employ in an effort to elevate their status. They are extremely effective at coercing others to do their bidding, which is abhorrent. To obtain what they desire, they will fabricate elaborate tales, replete with blatant falsehoods, or use your previous arguments against you. The objective is readily discernible. Their desire to be in control is contingent upon the support of all individuals. Comparable in some respects to what children do while playing on the field is their strategy. However, their objectives are considerably more weighty, and their strategies are considerably more effective due to their demand for complete control over their surroundings. Narcissists place the utmost value on achievement. Their primary motivation is to acquire power and exert control over others. Additionally, they feel even better about themselves when they engage in this behavior. However, what should one do if they discover that they are manipulating them? Narcissists are notoriously successful in circumstances referred to as flying monkey. You must first allow yourself sufficient time to process your emotions regarding this issue. It is normal to experience sorrow and hurt when a narcissist spreads false accusations about oneself, contaminating the minds of former close associates. Avoidance of one's presence may manifest in the form of unanswered phone calls or cancellations of arrangements. This may give you the impression that everyone is abruptly withdrawing from you. An individual who comes to mind is a man whose sibling is egocentric. His brothers attempted to tarnish his reputation and spread vile rumors about him among their friends and family, but he was too far away to communicate with them frequently. Conversely, this benevolent individual was profoundly impacted by this psychological maltreatment. prioritize your health and seek assistance from dependable family members, acquaintances, or a therapist in order to manage the emotional effects. Lastly, it is critical to maintain composure and counter their unfounded allegations by providing substantial evidence and engaging in direct communication with the affected individuals. The supportive sibling was taken aback by the icy and indifferent manner in which he was received at the family gathering. He began to reflect on his actions and pondered whether he had inadvertently caused harm to anyone, as he failed to comprehend the motivations behind their behavior. He pondered whether he had overlooked the date of his demise or anything else. He was unable to deduce the solution. A few months later, he received word from a member of his social network that his brother intended to disseminate false information and falsehoods regarding him. From it, he took a significant blow. In retrospect, he realized how skillfully the narcissist had executed each of those conversations and occurrences. The ease with which the ego exerted control over others was devastating to observe. Despite the intricate nature of the family unit and its numerous moving parts, the considerate sibling was devastated and at a loss for action. This group of individuals, who had previously supported him, had abandoned him and turned their backs. A number of you may have experienced comparable circumstances. Real injury and destruction could result from these circumstances in the workplace, in the community, and with your family. Due to their deficiency in empathy, narcissists frequently fail to comprehend the impact their behaviors have on others. Their tactics can have severe consequences for those they intend to harm. When I asked the empathetic sibling in this narrative whether the deceased held any significance in his life, he responded affirmatively. I recommended that he initiate communication with them once more on a personal level. I cautioned him against defending himself, providing detailed explanations, or attributing narcissism to his brother. It was his family and friends who already liked him, so he should simply be himself around them, I advised him. Due to the statement made by his siblings, they successfully deceived him. He acted appropriately by following my recommendation and engaging in conversation with them. As he initiated conversation with them, it was intriguing to observe the gradual transformation of their perceptions of him as they came to understand his exceptional qualities and benevolence. It was not difficult to comprehend their slight confusion. He acknowledged the occurrence of inappropriate conversations within their family and expressed remorse if anyone had been offended. He was successful in re-establishing communication with the majority of those who had abandoned him and regaining their trust and confidence by implementing this strategy. I sympathize with your predicament and can only imagine how distressing it must have been to witness individuals you once considered friends and family members begin to change their views about the narcissist. Some individuals who liked you prior to the unfortunate event were able to swiftly forget about it. Those who remained unmoved by the falsehoods your narcissistic brother told you and placed their complete trust in them were even more detrimental to you. When you called me to discuss your position, I advised you to reconsider the value of retaining individuals who could easily abandon you. I'm certain that it was difficult to interact with these individuals, as you had known them for quite some time. Nonetheless, if they were so readily influenced by the words of a single individual, one must question the initial strength of the bond. Furthermore, why didn't they discuss their concerns with you directly when the narcissist who was damaging your reputation was a close relative, spouse, or friend? It demonstrates the significance of communication and the necessity for candid conversations and open dialogue. It is crucial that when someone lies and distributes rumors about you, those around you remove themselves from the situation and have the courage to confront you directly about it, rather than accepting what they've heard as gospel truth. If the individuals you considered to be family and acquaintances genuinely cared about you, The well-being conscious members of your social circle would have confided in you about their concerns. Individuals with whom one shares healthy relationships are typically the first to initiate communication by expressing distressing news, such as the benevolent sibling in the previous instance. In the narrated account, the sole reliable and trustworthy friend of the kind sibling was the first to discern an error and engage in conversation with him regarding it. It was fascinating to observe how, as time passed, and the considerate sibling continued to converse with the group, an increasing number of individuals voiced their concerns. A distinction was apparent to them between their knowledge of him and the unfounded accusations levied against him. The majority of the time, innocent individuals in your vicinity will recognize your deceit and ruse and approach you directly. However, if you have committed no wrongdoing, having to reconstruct your image can be incongruous, distressing, and painful. It could require considerable effort, mental fortitude, and time to overcome this callous and unjust circumstance. Seeing the integrity of one's connections put to the test can induce unease. One could potentially discern a positive aspect by contemplating how the narcissist's conduct has illuminated the reality of certain aspects of one's relationships. It is critical to ascertain whether the individuals whom one could have easily persuaded were genuine companions or merely acquaintances. I always advise individuals who have been injured by flying primates to behave themselves. Narcissists are adept at exerting dominance over others and exploiting their vulnerabilities. It is essential in these circumstances to be considerate of those who may have fallen victim to deception. Instead of denying rumors, it is preferable to express sympathy and acknowledge the individual's distressing circumstances. One could express regret that they have been placed in such a distressing circumstance and wish them a better understanding of oneself to recognize that the allegations concerning oneself are unfounded. Motivate them to engage in direct communication with you moving forward, and assure them of your unwavering availability to listen. By utilizing an experience that has caused you pain, you can demonstrate your goodness and willingness to assist others. To counterbalance the darkness of a narcissist, one must introduce light. Because narcissistic individuals are primarily motivated by fear, they manipulate others like chess pieces in order to achieve their objectives. Their strategy of sowing animosity towards you through the dissemination of falsehoods constitutes an integral component of their strategic game of chess. Their objective is to convince the greatest number of individuals possible to join their cause, thereby transforming the situation into a vicious game of deceit. However, you are not obligated to allow them to prevail. There is a possibility that the narcissist in your life will inappropriately divulge private details about your relationship. This may entail betraying your confidence and disclosing confidential information that you did not intend for others to know. The possibility of them using your family secrets against you is abhorrent, especially since you disclosed them with the intention of maintaining their confidentiality. When this occurs, every effort must be made to repair the wound. Should you have said something inappropriate, accept responsibility and make an effort to rectify the situation. Therapy can assist you in coping with the gaslighting, which can induce feelings of instability and confusion during this difficult time. It is critical to keep in mind that there are individuals who have your back, and you should make an effort to locate them. In the same way as the story about the nice sibling, some members of that individual's social circle claim to have heard something that they knew to be false. These are the individuals who can provide assistance to you. The sole positive aspect of having flying monkeys and narcissists turn others against you is that it illuminates your true allies and friends. People's haste to abandon you may indicate that the relationship was never truly committed to each other. The most effective course of action when confronted with obscurity is to shed light on the circumstance. Seek the affection and assistance of individuals who have faith in you and will be by your side during difficult times.